The following presentation is brought to you by Disabled American Veterans, DAV, Chapter 19, West Allis, Wisconsin. Honor Our Military, proud sponsors of the Milwaukee Veterans Parade. Dry Hooch of America, a place for veterans to reconnect. And by viewers like you.
From the global resources of Veterans Media Services. This is Veterans Newsline with Dave Ryba.
The 128th Air Refueling Wing, Wisconsin Air National Guard, has been serving the state of Wisconsin and the United States of America since 1947. From natural disasters to service in the Korean War, Desert Storm, Restore Hope, and Denied Fly, the men and women of the 128th Air Refueling Wing has responded to changing world events and tasking requirements with dignity, honor, and courage. We went to the 128th Air Refueling Wing to have a look at the 2012 edition of the Armed Forces Military Display put on by the wing. We began our tour at the 128th KC-135 tanker display.
The mission of the 128th Air Refueling Wing would be to provide either fuel, transferable fuel to aircraft, ferrying missions, perhaps taking fighters overseas to different duty assignments and or carrying cargo, medical evacuations, pretty much provide support at around 31,000 gallons or 202 or 203,000 pounds of fuel. It has both built-in tanks, which are integral, and it has a bladder-style tank, which is no different than a giant rubber bladder, basically. The rest of the tanks are built into the structure of the aircraft, and we're just playing with its civilian counterpart to have baggage. With our standard configuration, we could just do, one at a given time. We could have potentially a group of 4, 5, 6 fighters behind us that can rotate through and get fuel, but at a given time, just one, unless it's in a MIPERS configuration. And then we have actually 2 wingtip pods that go on each wingtip that can deploy a 50-foot hose to refuel Navy aircraft specifically, is what accepts that type of fueling system.
The KC-10 Extender is an Air Mobility Command advanced tanker and cargo aircraft designed to provide increased global mobility for the U.S. Armed Forces. Although the KC-10's primary mission is aerial refueling, it can combine the task of a tanker and cargo aircraft by refueling fighters and simultaneously carrying the fighter support personnel and equipment on overseas deployments.
This is the KC-10 behind me. It's a aerial refueling platform. Is our main mission. We also carry cargo and passengers. We can put some palletized seating on there and carry up to 75 passengers, as well as our fuel load and cargo.
It's actually KC-10. We have over here we have the throttles for the engines. Here we have the inertial navigation unit. Obviously, is one of them comes in from the PDOT heat, from the PDOT tubes given off by the jet, and one is with the jet styles.
The C-130 Hercules primarily performs the tactical portion of the airlift mission. The aircraft is capable of operating from rough dirt strips and is prime transport for airdropping troops and equipment into hostile areas. The C-130 operates throughout the United States Air Force, serving the Air Mobility Command, Air Force Special Operations Command, Air Combat Command, U.S. Air Forces in Europe, Pacific Air Forces, Air National Guard, and the Air Force Reserve Command, fulfilling a wide range of operational missions in both peace and war situations.
Currently, this is a 91 model, built in 1991. This aircraft has been in production since the late 40s, early 50s, all the way up to even today. This is the C-130H. We can carry up to 6 pallets, 6 463L pallets in the back of the aircraft. We can drop 16 CDS bundles. We can airdrop also up to 42,000 pounds of one single heavy equipment. We can drop 64 paratroopers, haul 92 ground troops, and haul roughly about 70 litter patients, ambulatory litter patients.
The T-38 Talon is a twin-engine, high-altitude, supersonic jet trainer used in a variety of roles because of its design, economy of operations, ease of maintenance, high performance, and exceptional safety record. Air Education and Training Command is the primary user of the T-38 for Joint Specialized Undergraduate Pilot Training. Air Combat Command, Air Force Material Command, and the National Aeronautics and Space Administration also use the T-38A in various roles.
The T-38 Talon, it's Air Force's primary jet trainer. It's used in undergraduate pilot training to train new pilots coming through that are learning how to fly. They'll pick up this airplane halfway through the course. They'll fly T-30. Used to be T-37s, this is now T-6s for half the time, and then they'll move into a heavy, high-speed jet. So primary trainer, what we'll do is we'll train pilot proficiency. We'll train basically contact, which is what we call aerobatics, formation flying, low-level flying, and then basic instrument flying. And we'll teach all that in this airplane. There's another model. This is an A model. A lot of the models out there that are in the pilot training right now are C models, which have an engine upgrade and an avionics upgrade as well. The ones we fly here for proficiency, we fly these a little bit different capacity. We fly these as a program on the side to help keep us current.
This is a 1943 SNJ-5. A lot of people know this plane as a T-6, AT-6 plane, but the Navy called them SNJ-5s. They were used for training of all different purposes in the Navy. This one is outfitted for being trained for gunnery training in the rear seat. So we have a 30 caliber Browning machine gun in the back. It's an ANM-2, which is outfitted just for aviation use. The operator that training in the back would sit in the rear position, flip the seat around, get the gun out of the stowed position, and actually be able to train on his gun use while the instructor pilot sat in the front. And needless to say, there's a few tails that got a few bullet holes through the years. There's a 600 horsepower Pratt & Whitney. They called it the Wasp. It's a 1340, the R1340 engine. This was the workhorse of many, many airplanes. It's an excellent engine, 9 cylinders, putting out the 600 horsepower, takeoff horsepower. Burns a steady 30 gallons an hour in cruise, but at takeoff power it burns 60 gallons an hour.
Well, folks, that's just about all the time we have for this report. For more information about this wonderful event, please check the website listed at the bottom of your screen. This is Dave Ryba reporting